putting together a short tutorial to show those of you who are working with the operating system Windows 8 how to get through this worksheet process. After we did this worksheet, I realized that maybe some of you are working from an operating system different than the one that I'm used to working with which is Windows 7. And it's also the operating system that I provided a tutorial on in our week 1 worksheet. So let's go through this and we'll try to get through this Windows 8. It's a little bit different than what most people are used to working with. So if you're confused as to where your files and things are going, that's really understandable. So let's see if this tutorial will help out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm in worksheet 2 and I'm going to download this PDF file. And I am just going to put it right on the desktop. So I'm going to scroll over the link, and when I get the little finger, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go down here to the menu item that says Save Link As. I'm going to click on this menu item and it's going to open up my Save As folder, and you can see that I have some items in here or some areas that we can save to. I'm going to save to the desktop. And I'm going to click on that and it will put this file that I'm saving on the desktop. Now, one of the weird things about Windows 8 is it doesn't have the My Computer anymore, your My Computer option. My Computer now is this PC. So this is usually the C drive, what's known as the C drive. So if you're looking for My Computer, just know that now it's this PC on Windows 8. For this tutorial, I'm going to save to the desktop. So again, I'm going to just click on there. And I am going to go down here where it says file name, and I'm going to click in here. And when I click in there, see how it highlights my file in all blue? I want to save this file name, but I'm just going to add my last name to it. So instead of typing, I'm going to hit the arrow key that points to the right, and it's going to take that cursor and put it at the end of this title. If I would have just started typing, it would have totally deleted my file name. So again, I'm just going to, if I click on this, if this is highlighted when you see it, if you just hit the arrow key that points to the right, that will take that cursor, make it a single cursor. So now you can get that cursor to the end of your file and start type, and then type it with your file name, your last name in there. So we want to save it under worksheet 2, but we want to make sure that our last name and first initial follows that. So this way the instructor will know who's sending the paper in from, once he downloads the paper, he'll know who it actually belongs to. So don't forget to do that. Okay, once I have my last name, first initial on there, I'm going to click Save. And I've been practicing with this, so I already have a document by that name, so I'm just going to replace that. Okay, so I saved my document from Dropbox, and it's on the desktop. So I'm going to go to the desktop. An easy way to do that is on your computer screen, if you know what the little Windows icon looks like, hold down the Windows icon and click the letter D as in dog, and it'll bring you right to your desktop. Now here, we're used to seeing our desktop that looks like this on most operating systems that we work with. On the Windows 8, there is a little Windows icon in the corner of the screen. And I'm just going to drag my screen over so you can see this. And the icon is down here in the corner. So when you scroll over it, it looks like this. Now watch what happens when I click on this. It brings me to this start menu. This is a lot of times on a lot of laptops, this is a touch screen. So if you are getting this touch screen and you're confused as to where things are, just scroll down in the left hand corner and bring up that little Windows icon and click it, and it'll bring you back to your desktop. Okay, now let me show you this. I'm going to go back to the Windows screen. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I just want you to notice that on this Windows screen there is an icon called Desktop, If you click on that, that will take you back to the very same place. One other thing, I'm going to go back to this little Windows icon. Well, let me do that in a minute. Okay, so here's my worksheet. I'm on my desktop. I saved my worksheet. Here it is with my last name, first initial on there. I'm going to open this up. And now I'm just going to type in here and put my information in. Let me reduce this a little bit down to a size that's a little bit easier to handle. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to type my information in here. Okay, and I'll put this down here. And then I'm going to save it. Once I have my worksheet completed, I'll just go back and save it. Now I am going to save this, I'm just going to save this. Let me drag this up here so you can see this. When I go to File, I am going to go to File, Save. And the reason I'm going to go to File, Save is I already saved it as the file name that I wanted when I downloaded it from Desire to Learn. So the File Save actually keeps that very same file, but it writes over the information. So since I'm saving this file with information, I can do a file save, and I wanted to write over or add any information to that document. If I do a file save as, that gives me the opportunity to save it under a different name. So save keeps the file, the original file that you're working with, and in this case, my original file is Welding 141 Worksheet 2 with my last name on it. And again, that's because I saved it that way when I downloaded it from Desire to Learn. Now, if you just downloaded it from Desire to Learn without your last name on there, then you could do that here. You could do a file save as and give it a different name here. So just know that that's the difference between the two functions. A file save, when you save it, it saves it right back to that original document. A file save as lets you, it's almost like creating a new document. Okay, so I'm going to do a file save, and it's going to save it under my worksheet 2 with my last name on it, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, so let me now go back out to the desktop. And again, a shortcut for that is the Windows button on your keyboard and hit the letter D, and that'll take you to your desktop. So here's my file that I just created. I'm going to open it up and I'll show you that the changes are in there. Here are the answers that I inserted. So that's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and close that up. And now I'm back to the desktop. If your screen looks like this, then you're on the Windows 8 desktop, and you may have a little bit of trouble finding your document because, as you can see, it does not actually save to this desktop. This is just a series of menus and things that get you, it's like a set of shortcuts and things that takes you to your programs. So if I click this little icon here that says desktop, that will pop me back to the desktop. Something else I want to show you is if you're in Windows 8, and you're on the screen, if you don't know where your file is, you can hit this little search button up here, and you can search for it by file name. So I'm going to search for welding, and because that's the only file I have on my computer under that name, it's immediately going to locate it for me. And I can click on that, and I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to go to File And if I do a file save as, it's going to show me exactly where that document is. So that document sits on the desktop. Okay. So now I know that my document is there. It's filled out. It has the information. Now I can go to my Dropbox and add that document back to my Dropbox. Okay, in D2L, I'm back on worksheet 2. I am under the area where I found my original worksheet. Underneath there's a Dropbox, week 2. I'm going to click on that Dropbox, open that up. I'm going to upload my file. And by uploading my file, I mean the file that I just created. And I'm going to go to my desktop here, and I am going to find my file. There it is. I'm going to open it, attach it, submit to Dropbox, and that is it.